fundamental purpose of yoga is to foster harmony in the mind, body, and environment. Yoga professes to complete the system of the physical, mental, social, and spiritual development. Kim, thank you for joining us on Living Your Best Life.
Well, thanks for inviting me.
So we are living in an environment currently that's so filled with stress and anxiety. We don't know how to cope. Does yoga, or how does yoga help us to actually alleviate some of the anxiety that we're experiencing?
Well, yoga definitely helps, Maria, and it's not just a physical exercise. People see online and in social media these beautiful girls in these beautiful postures, and they think it's all about the acrobatics of yoga. And that's the least of what yoga is about. Yoga is about the union of the mind, the body, the spirit. So when we move our body into those specific postures, they are ancient postures, and they have ancient medicine, sacred medicine in every single posture. And when you move your body into that posture and you hold the posture, your body's being programmed with this posture, and it's receiving that ancient wisdom. And that's why we automatically feel better when we put our bodies into the posture.
So the one thing that always scares me about yoga is meditation. I can get my body into different shapes, but to meditate, to clear your mind, is very difficult. How do you actually cope or create that stillness in your mind?
Practice. You know, we didn't just get into our cars and start driving, right? You had to practice. The first time you got into a car, you had to find out where the pedals were. You had to find out how the gearbox works. Initially, it was very stunted. It was stop and start, and it was difficult to learn to drive. Now you get into your car, you don't even think about it. You can be having a conversation at the same time, you're thinking about what you're cooking for dinner, and you're driving the car at the same time. It becomes second nature. But in terms of stilling your mind, even the great masters don't have still minds. It takes practice. I know my teacher, Dr. Joe Dispenza, sometimes it takes him 2 hours before he's in that space of stillness, of calm and peace. Meditation means to become familiar with. So it's not about sitting there and going, and flying off into la la land. This is what we all think, I'm going on a trip. It's not about that. It's sitting there and just becoming familiar with those thoughts, becoming familiar with the discomfort in the body, becoming familiar with the unease. As you said, people say, I can't meditate because my mind is too busy. Everybody's mind is busy. Everybody. That's what the mind does, yeah? The mind creates thoughts. So we need to find that space between the thoughts and not get anxious when another thought arises. So, that's interesting. Come back to the breath.
Okay. Kim, you know, the most important thing is the way you start your day and the way you end your day. Everything that happens in the middle is as a result of the way you start your day. So today I'm going to ask you to help our viewers with a few postures, a few exercises, breathing, you know, movement, whatever it is, to help them start the day in a more positive light and maybe to end their day in a way that's relaxing.
Okay guys, so we usually start up, we're in bed, and this is a great way to start the day by shifting the energy in your body. So it's a good way to start first rolling onto the right side of the body. I'm not going to do that now because the ascending colon lives on the right side. So as you wake up in the morning, turn onto your right, curl your legs up towards your chest and lie there for about 5 breaths, just massaging gently into the right. So this is the fetal posture. This is the first posture we ever learnt as children. We didn't even know we were practicing yoga, but this is the fetal pose. So you bring the knees higher up and you lie here and take 5 deep, calm breaths, massaging gently into the ascending colon. And then we turn over onto the left side of the body and we lie here, bringing the knees high up, gently stretching into the spine and massaging into the descending colon on the left. You also feel nourished, you feel nurtured. It's the primordial curve of the spine. So there's a lot going on in this pose, even though it may seem like it isn't a pose at all, that you're just resting here. You take 5 breaths on this side too. Then lie back onto your mat, and now we get deeper into that ascending colon. This is called wind removing pose. You bend up your right leg, interlace the fingers, pull that knee up towards the shoulder and then out to the side and pull it hard Relax this leg down. So here we are massaging into the ascending colon on the right hand side. 2. Take 5 deep breaths here. Extend that leg down. Bend up the left leg. Interlace the fingers. Pull the leg out to the side. So if yoga doesn't work for us, if the postures are not working for us, well, then we're just doing a fitness class. But it's medicine. Yeah, it's medicine, it's ancient medicine, and these postures really have a profound effect on the body in terms of healing the body and assisting us with the processes of the body. And then sit up in your bed. You can still be in your bed at this stage. Remove the butt flesh out from underneath you, and then reach up tall and like a caterpillar, wriggle, 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 creating space, extension into the spine, all the way up. Imagine space between every single vertebra, and then reach forward and just allow your hands to rest alongside your feet. Drop your chin to your chest. So now what are we doing? We're waking up the back of the body. We're allowing the neck to relax, stretching out, ironing out all the creases and any kind of tension we might have built up in the night from sleeping in a strange way. So drop your chin to your chest, let your head be heavy, and you're going to feel that stretch behind your head to the shoulders and behind the neck. And then you slowly, slowly come out of that, and then you're ready to get up out of bed. And then I just recommend, because we don't want this to be too long, because people say they don't have time in the morning. So instead of pushing the snooze button, this is 5 minutes to wake your body up. And then I recommend we come into a downward facing dog. So send the hips up towards the ceiling, spread your fingers wide. And to check that you have the right distance of your down dog, just come into a plank position and make sure your wrists are underneath your shoulders. Switch on the belly by sucking belly button to spine. Hold it here for 5 counts. Suck the belly button in, push your heels down, and then push back into your downward facing dog. And take a few breaths. If this is too much for you and you're feeling it in the wrists, drop down onto your knees for a little bit, take a breather, and then go back up. So stretching the whole of the back side of the body, get your chest closer towards those quadriceps, work the heels down. You feel the stretch all the way. Now feel the opening across the shoulders, shoulder blades away from the ears, broadening across the upper back, and then come back into your plank and hold. Switch on the belly. This is going to wake you up, boosting up that fire, the Agni in the belly. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back into down dog for 5 breaths. And then come down onto your knees. Let's make our way onto our bellies. And we're just going to do a gentle back bend, waking up the spine. So your feet are together, your hands are underneath your shoulders, your thumbs are in line with your chest. As you inhale, you use your hands to steady you. Lift your heart, tuck elbows in tight, lift the heart a little bit more. Breathe. Remember to breathe in and out through the nose. And then come down, take a breath. Just feel the sensations in the lower back as the blood rushes back there. And then inhale, come back up again. Tuck your elbows in tight. Feel the compression in the lumbar spine, denying blood to your lower back. It's that tourniquet effect. So cutting off the blood supply. And then when we release, now the blood's going to rush back to your lower back. And then coming to Sphinx pose and rest here for a few moments, gently massaging into the digestive system. It's a gentle back bend. So when we are stressed, when we are anxious, when we are concerned about money, finances, and the future, we usually take it in the lower back. So if you're struggling with lower back pain, try and change your thoughts around money. Try and see if you can trust a little bit in life. Life is always supporting us. And do these few postures first thing in the morning. It really will make a difference.